dust of ancient battlefields, where warriors clashed with the roar of weapons and the cries of the fallen, one invention changed the very nature of combat. An invention so powerful, it not only altered the strategies of war, but also forever transformed the trajectory of history. The invention we're talking about is the chariot, an innovation that revolutionized ancient warfare and marked the beginning of a new era in military tactics. Imagine a world where the sight of a chariot swiftly gliding across the battlefield became a symbol of power and dominance. The chariot wasn't just a vehicle, it was a weapon, a mobile platform that provided unparalleled speed, maneuverability, and shock value in battle. It was a game changer. No longer were battles fought by foot soldiers alone. With the chariot, armies could break through enemy lines with precision and force, striking fear into their foes and altering the course of conflicts. The origins of the chariot can be traced back to around 2000 BCE in the ancient civilizations of Mesopotamia. Its early form was nothing like the majestic war machines we might envision today. At first, it was a simple two-wheeled cart used for transportation or ceremonial purposes. But as the peoples of the ancient world sought to gain an edge in warfare, they realized the potential of this invention as a tool of destruction. The first truly militarized chariots were crafted by the Sumerians, who are often credited with the invention of the wheel. They combined the wheel with a platform on which a driver could stand, and with this, they created a vehicle capable of maneuvering through the chaos of battle. But it wasn't until the arrival of the Indo-European horse-drawn chariots around 1500 BCE that the chariot truly began to reveal its military potential. The horse provided the necessary speed and agility, giving the chariot a mobility that no other vehicle in the ancient world could match. The chariot revolutionized ancient warfare in two significant ways. First, it changed the dynamics of how battles were fought. No longer did armies rely solely on foot soldiers to engage the enemy. Chariots allowed for the rapid movement of troops, often flanking or outmaneuvering the enemy from unexpected directions. With the driver steering the chariot and a warrior armed with a bow, spear, or sword riding along beside him, the chariot became a mobile fighting platform, enabling ranged attacks and devastating strikes with incredible speed. The second transformation was psychological. The mere appearance of chariots on the battlefield struck terror into the hearts of enemies. The speed and power with which they charged could break formations and create chaos, often causing less experienced armies to flee before the real battle even began. This fear factor was not only a testament to the effectiveness of the chariot, but also to the psychological warfare that accompanied its use. One of the most famous early uses of chariots in warfare came with the ancient Egyptians. The Egyptian pharaohs, renowned for their military innovations, quickly adopted the chariot as a key component of their armies. During the reign of the 18th dynasty, particularly under Pharaoh Amenhotep II, the Egyptians perfected the use of chariots in battle. The Battle of Megiddo in 1457 BCE, one of the most significant military engagements of the ancient world, saw the Egyptians deploy hundreds of chariots to devastating effect, decisively defeating the Canaanite forces. This victory cemented the chariot's place as a central piece of military strategy. The Egyptians' success with chariots was not solely due to the vehicle itself, but also to their mastery of the tactics surrounding its use. Egyptian chariots were often used in large formations, charging at high speed to scatter enemy lines. The Egyptians were not the only ones to realize the potential of this new weapon, however. Other great powers of the ancient world, such as the Hittites, Assyrians, and Persians, also incorporated chariots into their armies, adapting the design and tactics to suit their own needs. The Hittites, who occupied what is modern-day Turkey, were one of the most formidable chariot forces in the ancient world. Their chariots were notably heavier, designed for endurance rather than speed, and they often employed larger crews, sometimes with up to 3 men, one to drive, one to shoot arrows, and another to wield a spear or sword.
This design reflected the Hittites' more defensive military approach, and it made them a powerful force in the ancient Near East. In the East, the Indian subcontinent saw the potential of the chariot as well. By around 1500 BCE, the Indo-Aryans, who migrated into India, incorporated the chariot into their warfare, especially in the famous Rig-Vedic battles. The chariot became a prominent feature in the military tactics described in ancient Indian texts, such as the Mahabharata, where chariots played a key role in the epic's legendary Kurukshetra war. In this way, the chariot was not just a weapon of war, but also a powerful cultural symbol, representing the martial ideals of the warrior class, or kshatriyas. However, the dominance of the chariot in ancient warfare was not destined to last forever. As time passed, the chariot began to lose its military advantage. By around 1000 BCE, infantry armies were becoming more effective thanks to innovations like the phalanx formation, which could counter the speed and maneuverability of the chariot. The introduction of cavalry also spelled the decline of the chariot. Horses could now be used more efficiently for individual riders, making the cumbersome chariot obsolete on many battlefields. Despite the decline of its military use, the chariot remained a symbol of prestige and power. In cultures like that of the ancient China, chariots continued to be used in royal processions and religious ceremonies long after their military significance had waned. Even in the Roman Empire, chariots were used in the grand spectacles of the arena, the most famous of which were the chariot races held in the Circus Maximus, drawing massive crowds. However, the legacy of the chariot lives on in modern warfare. The tactics pioneered by chariot riders, speed, mobility, and shock value, are still present in today's military strategies, especially in the use of armored vehicles, tanks, and cavalry. The chariot's influence can also be seen in sports and recreation, where the modern-day horse-drawn carriage or chariot races serve as a nod to this ancient invention. Furthermore, the chariot's cultural impact is far-reaching. It is depicted in countless artworks, films, and historical texts, reminding us of a time when this simple but revolutionary invention changed the world of warfare forever. The chariot is not just a relic of the past, it's a symbol of human ingenuity, a testament to our ability to transform the tools of nature into instruments of power. In conclusion, the chariot stands as one of the most transformative inventions in the history of warfare. It shaped the battles of ancient civilizations, changed the way armies fought, and left an indelible mark on military strategy. It was not just a vehicle, it was a harbinger of change, a symbol of human creativity and perseverance that altered the course of history. From the battlefields of Egypt to the plains of India, from the Hittites to the Romans, the chariot was a key force in the ancient world, and its legacy continues to influence the way we think about power, mobility, and warfare even today.